Another thing too is I wanted, with those battles, I wanted to make sure that wasn't I wasn't being taken for a fool. I wanted to make sure that I was actually getting someone that actually deserved to be gotten. Like I said, it was a 3 or 5 year investigation where we had paid for credible information. This guy was living in a stronghold, and anyway, and he was, the house was listed under someone else's name, and anyway, the report was basically that someone else had lived there and he had actually moved in, like he had killed the original owners of the house and then moved in basically, and he was now living there or something like that. And I wanted to make sure because the person that owned the house was, I think, was a good person or something like that, and I guess maybe he thought because but that person was dead and nobody had seen that person in years, and I was like, well, make sure that they're not in that house, because like I said, it was a 3 or 5 year investigation where this guy was like micromanaging the planet or something like that. And so I had spent a lot of money because originally I'd looked like this other person, and and this other person was probably bad too. Like I was going after the bad people of the planet Earth, basically. And so this other person looked like they were bad too, and I wanted to make sure, I was picking, because I didn't want to go after somebody that was just trying to living in a stronghold house or something like that. But most normal people don't need that much security or protection and don't hide behind cannons and tanks. But I wanted to make sure that I wasn't actually taking out some good, caring leader. So, like, we got all the evidence and everything, and we had credible information that this was a bad person. So, anyway, and I think we may or may not have. I forget what we did with the other person. There were these two people or some people on the planet Earth that were basically killing and raping, or they appeared to be really bad people. And at least my people were behind it. My people were like, "Yeah, we need to get this person." So I was like, and I was a little apprehensive, and so and initially they were like, let's go get this person now. And I was like, no, no, no. I want more information and do more investigations. I want to know where this person is. I want to know what this person eats for breakfast. I want to know who this person sleeps with. I want you to take apart this person's life and figure out what really is going on. Make sure. And then we will do this. So, and I didn't, and they're like, but he'll be, it's like, I don't care. It won't matter. Like I say, because I had like four or eight of the battleships, like it wouldn't matter. It would just take longer to get him. And then that would show him to be that much worse. Like I wanted proof that this person was that bad. Because I was about to send in battleships. I was about to sacrifice hundreds of people's lives. And it's like, if it really means, if he's really that bad, then I will, then I would send my whole country after this person. But I wanted to know that that person was that bad. And then once I knew, and like I said, if you get all the information, if you get the video, if you go through all the effort of knowing that this person is that bad, then it's a lot easier to roll on someone like that. And I mean, I already had the ships. I could have just thrown my weight around and just gone like, attack him, boom, 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 But I could also look stupid, because I'm taking out normal people. So they did the research. It took like 5 or 3 years to pin this person down, to know that this person was this person, and that he was that bad. And like I said, I spent a great deal amount of time and effort. Like I had a couple hundred people or 1,000 people investigating this guy, taking apart his organization, just like quietly looking around, quietly, feeling him out, trying to figure out what exactly is going on. And then once we knew that this person was that bad and where he was, and what and then I was like, yeah, we built that stronghold. Why don't you go look at the record things? And they looked it up. Like I said, I built most stronghold buildings, so I had built the building, but my construction team had built the building for him and built all his defenses. So we knew what he had. It was just who was living there. Like I said, he had bought the house or killed the original owner of the house. And then that's when we were like, and we hit them hard. And like I said, I had Europe with me. I'm pretty sure I had like American soldiers with me. I mean, it was a combined force. And I had my duck patrol. That's why people would cry about the people they lost. But it wasn't. I didn't attack anyone for no reason. If you just go around attacking people, then you're no better than the next rich person that comes along. So, like I said, the investigation was like 3 to 5 years, and then it took 3 to 5 years to really know what this guy had done. And then we had video on him. We had all kinds of stuff. As this person that was just, he thought he was that rich and that powerful. And he was pretty rich. He was about a 16th of what I was. So he was something. But anyway, so I didn't want to sacrifice the newest and biggest of my ships, but so we sent in some smaller ships, but they were taking heavy fire, and actually it was more like, I was like, oh, that was a waste. So because they were old ships, I mean, and basically we were going to park them and basically pretty much dismantle them there. But because I didn't care about them, they were old. And they didn't have the firepower that we needed. So we took one of the bigger ships. I'm pretty sure it was a 12-inch cannon ship or something like that. So anyway, though, but yeah, he was living in one of my strongholds, and he had some big cannon artillery up on a hill or something like that, and they were like, and then he had a bunch of tanks up in the street, because there's a street and this thing that goes down to this beach, and he had all these impalements. Really, I mean, he knew I was coming. He absolutely knew I was coming. I was like, good, let him get prepared. It won't make any difference. I say wouldn't, like it's like good. I wanted him to show his guilt. So anyway, I forget who it was though, but he was like one of those world leaders, really bad and really powerful, and anyway, so. And then, like I said, we beached the ships, and people saw one of those epic shots of like a ship just like, and the cannons, and then, boom. I wish I could have been there. I wanted to be there. I really wish I could have been there. And people later on said, we wish you were here too, to see this. Because it was one of those, like, but a lot of people would, a lot of my moments were like, it was once in a lifetime. Back in the old days, there was a lot of moments where it's like, it's once in a lifetime. It's like, and then 6 months later, it's like, well, that was once in a lifetime too. So, in like a short period of time, I was just like cleaning up to where basically people stopped jaywalking. They said, people actually were like, oh, forget that. And yeah, well, anyway, so. And those weren't even my newest ships. I had newer ships, and I was like, let's not sacrifice. I don't want to put all my ships there, but, and I think there might have been another attack because he had other generals. And I was like, all right, let's go ahead and take them all out because, they're just going to spring up because, like, I take out one, and then another one takes over, and then another one takes over. It's like, why don't we just hit them all? So I think it was actually, it ended up starting to be this, and then, but that's how I always am. You start to do it like this, you start to build a tank, you start to build a country, and it's like, well, let's go ahead and not just be putting a Band-Aid on it. Let's go ahead and do some surgery and actually get in there and do this. So we made a nice list of people that we wanted to hit. So, like epic bad people. So I was like, and then after we did that, well, well, you just kind of keep going. So, so we took care of a couple other people because my people were like, what's next? I was like, what do you mean what's next? We just did a full-scale assault where, like, are you serious? They're like, yeah, what's next? It's like, okay, well, I guess we can see if there's any more bad people in the world. So, yeah. Anyway, it was something like that. Anyway, I glorify it a little bit, but yeah, other people did too.